Next, let us go to the load module and apply the boundary conditions. So I go to the load module. Now first let's go apply the boundary conditions on the die. So for that I go to boundary condition manager, create. So this one is for the die, so I said die. The die is going to be encasted, meaning you are going to arrest all degrees of freedom for the die. So I select this encaster condition, continue. Select the region. So as I told you, for analytical rigid bodies, we are going to apply the boundary conditions on the reference point. So here I select the reference point and I say done, and I'm going to encaster it. I'm going to fix all the degrees of freedom for this particular part to be 0. Say okay. Next I'm going to apply the boundary conditions for the punch. Now the punch, as far as punch movement is concerned, let's say I want the punch to get through the die. So for that I have to look at the distance between the top side of the punch and the bottom side of the die. In this case it happens to be 122.8 millimeters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create displacement. So for the punch, continue. I'm going to select the reference point, done. I'm going to fix all degrees of freedom to be 0 except for U2, where I'll move it down by 123 millimeters. Okay, because that is the distance in the y direction. I'm going to move it down by 123 millimeters in 1 second. Remember that amplitude ramps up with time, and the other translational and rotational degrees of freedom are taken to be 0. Okay. Now as far as the blank is concerned, we are only going to impose symmetry conditions. Now, so before we move into the blank boundary conditions, let me select the blank alone. So I go to again replace selected, select the part, done. So now I'm going to apply the symmetry boundary conditions on the blank. So so create displacement. First I'm going to create blank y z symmetry. Okay, continue. Now first I have to select the region. So I select this region, shift this region. So shift select is used whenever you want to select multiple regions. So I select these two regions, say done. Now for symmetry planes, displacement perpendicular to the symmetry plane is 0. So in this case the direction perpendicular to the symmetry plane is x. So u1 will be equal to 0 for these regions. Okay. Next I'm going to select these two regions. So create. So this will be blank. What is the plane? The plane is formed by x and y. So it is xy plane symmetry. Continue. Now the direction perpendicular to this plane is z direction. So you can see over here, direction perpendicular to these planes is z direction. So so fine. So let me select the regions first. Shift select, done. For these regions u3 will be equal to 0. Okay. Okay. That's it. That's the only thing we are going to do as far as the blank is concerned. Fit region. Okay. So the boundary conditions part is done.